Good afternoon, everyone. The sign-in book will be here through the evening, so that if you need time to sign, we won't remove the book until then. So come on in, folks. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sharon Smith, and I am the Associate Vice Provost here at the University of Pennsylvania, and I oversee moments like these. I want to welcome all of you, even though this is a somber gathering. On behalf of the President and all of us, we continue to feel the loss of Sarah, but know that she has been an incredible member of our community and certainly has left an indelible impact on all of us. So we want to welcome Sarah's mom and dad, sitting, and welcome all of you who I assume are her very close friends and community, as well as those who are on Zoom with us today. So once again, welcome. I'm going to take a moment just to go through what we're going to do. I'm opening, and then a few of Sarah's friends will come up. We will also have a faculty member, and then we have a presentation or presentations for the family, and we'll allow the family a moment to speak as well. And if after that, any of you would like to come up and say a few words, you'll be welcome to do that as well. So I'm going to open, and we're going to start with a moment of silence, and I'm going to read something that I wrote. Just getting to know Sarah, I believe that she would be pleased with just knowing that you all have stayed together so strong, and that she probably is continuing to be a presence in all of our lives and all of your lives. So here goes. Come, sit with me at my table for family. Close your eyes and listen for me. Feel the wind with me. I am the silence between the echoes of the wind. Wipe your tears, stretch your arms, see me pierce through the darkest clouds. At the seashore, forming waves when you are in doubt. With the glow of the sun, urging living must continue. Love is the moment, even in times like this. I will always be with you. You are the next generation, and I am your cup filled with hope. Thank you. Next up is one of Sarah's friend, Ria.
Hi guys, thank you for being here today. As some of you guys may or may not know, Sarah was diagnosed with long QT when she was a child, which is a really rare heart condition that a lot of people don't know about, but hasn't been super researched yet either. And I wanted to kind of continue her work in raising awareness about heart health that she worked so hard to pursue all her life. And all of you guys know how hardworking and passionate Sarah always was, and how when she put her mind to something, she could always get it done. And I wanted to share a little story about how last year when we lived in Harnwell, she one day woke up and she was like, Ria, I don't know how well this building is equipped for people who might have heart-related issues in case of an emergency. And so she and I then went up and down the whole building and checked on every single floor to see where an AED would be located. And she thought, oh, there's not enough. What if something happened? And she took it to the school and was working to try to find a way that the buildings and the residential buildings would be equipped with more AEDs for people. And I think this is a story that's just really important to remember, how when she had something that mattered to her, she always looked out for it, looked out for everyone around her, and just a memory that we should all continue to follow in her footsteps and do that today now. And I wanted to honor her and honor that. And I know here on campus are holding CPR training sessions and other things to educate people. And I just want to invite all of you guys to raise awareness and be educated on those matters for others, people that you love. And Sarah just was very passionate about this cause. As you guys know, anything that she loved, she put her whole heart into it, just like she loved all of us so much. So thank you guys for being here, and just try to remember that and maybe look it up and look into it so that you guys can learn more about it as well. Thank you.
So we have compiled a box of things, photos, notes of things that just reminded us of Sarah and just happy moments with her. And I would love to present it to Jill and Michael right now.
I'm going to say that I don't know Sarah, but I've met Sarah's mom and dad, and I really believe that that is why this young lady is so incredible. A sense of dedication and determination is what I've seen, and so I just wanted to comment on that, and glad that students have collected thoughts and so forth that you can have in that box. There is, as I mentioned, the notebook in the back if folks would like to sign in the book. In the meantime, we have a faculty member Frederick, who's going to come up and say a few words.
Hi, hello everyone. So my name is Frederick Ye Tian. I'm the director of the Chinese language program. Sarah had studied the intermediate Chinese with me a year ago for 2 semesters. And maybe you know that Sarah studied abroad in China, and her Chinese is so good, it's pretty good, okay? And in our course, we don't have any final written exam or final oral exam. We ask students to make a final video projects. So Sarah had 2 videos. Today I'm going to present the first one. So in that video, Sarah talked about his experiences, the COVID experiences that she experienced in China, United States, and Taiwan. So if you are ready, don't worry, okay, so it has the English subtitles. And I don't know if you have heard Sarah speak Chinese. And as I said, her Chinese was really awesome. So.
要再次回到美国，所以我直接体验中国大陆、台湾和美国在新冠疫情刚刚爆发时不同的反应。首先谈谈我在中国的新冠疫情经验。在1月7日，我收到了美国政府的电子邮件，电子邮件说中国未知原因的肺炎。那个时候是春节假期，我跟我的寄宿家庭一起去了我中国爸爸的家乡雅安。但是这个肺炎越来越严重，中国政府的反应很快。第一天我看到有人戴着口罩，一些商店关门了，我以为这很奇怪。第2天一切都关闭了，我的寄宿妈妈很紧张，中国没有言论自由，她要我读美国报纸，她不知道中国政府有没有用审查制度。我的爸爸的家乡很小，没有很多人，所以很安全。我们只应该在那里待5天，但是我们在爸爸的家乡住了很长时间，然后我们开车回成都，每个人都戴口罩。我们的车被警察拦下了，警察量我们的体温。在我进入我的家门之前，一名警察量我们的体温，然后记下来。当时我非常害怕。在1月28日，我收到了美国政府的电子邮件，因为这个肺炎很严重，所以他们让我必须回美国。他们说你2天后回美国，我非常难过，但是我当时也觉得我很幸运，我可以回家，回安全的地方。但是我的寄宿家庭不可以，我的寄宿弟弟很小，他只有3岁，我的寄宿妈妈害怕他会生病。我说我回美国的时候，我会把口罩寄给你，因为当时中国没有很多口罩。在2月1日，我从成都飞到北京，然后从北京到纽约。我在北京的时候，特朗普总统说，如果你不是美国人，你不可以进入美国，所以许多被踢出飞机。他们有难过，有生气，但是我以为进入美国海关的时候会很难，但是很容易。美国警察只问我：“你生病了吗？你去过武汉吗？”我回答不。他们说好， 我觉得如果我生病了，他们也不会知道。我觉得这是一个原因，为什么美国的新冠疫情这么严重多？一个美国电视节目采访了我有关我进入美国的经验。在3月1日，我去台湾继续我的中文学习。虽然在台湾没有很多新冠疫情生病的人，但是台湾的人和中国大陆的人对待新冠疫情都很严肃。他们都总是戴口罩，他们总是洗手。当我在台湾的时候，我可以看到每个人都知道有一种危险的病毒，因此安全很重要。在中国大陆，每个商店和饭馆都关门，但是在台湾，每个商店和饭馆都开着。但是你只能和你的朋友坐在一起，桌子分开了。台湾没有警察量你的体温，但是因为每个人都戴口罩，我觉得安全。台湾没有审查制度，但是我认为因为台湾和大陆的关系很敌对，台湾的报纸可能不喜欢中国。因此，台湾报纸可能是文章说对中国不好的东西。很多台湾人和美国人对新冠疫情都有一样的看法。台湾人和美国人都认为新冠疫情是中国做的。比方说，川普总统故意说这是中国病毒。在台湾，一些人故意说新冠疫情是武汉肺炎。我觉得这是非常不好的，但是台湾人也明白这个病毒非常严重。这个是非常重要。在美国，很多人觉得新冠疫情不是真的。3月19日，我需要再次回美国，不是因为台湾不安全，是因为美国不安全。我回家的时候，我看到一个大包裹，我的中国寄宿家庭给我寄了很多口罩。今年我在中国大陆、台湾和美国的经验，让我学会帮助别人总是很重要的。谢谢。
So as you can see, it's very impressive, right? So I have the second video. I can send you later. Okay. Thank you so much for giving us Sarah such a wonderful, talented girl. Thank you.
Share again, Professor Frederick. So what I'm going to do now is just talk a little bit about and present to the family a certificate of attendance. What this is the university's effort to acknowledge that such a wonderful young lady person has been in our community, and to acknowledge to the family that she will always be a member of our community. So I have a certificate for the family. And it basically says that it's certified that Nicole Katz was a valued member of the class of 2024 and will be remembered fondly by the university. In addition, I have two of them. In the bag is a blanket, and you have two of them in the bag. The blanket symbolizes for us the fact that we had you all in our embrace, and that we will always continue to have you in our embrace. It's a gift as well. So, I'm going to give Mom and Dad an opportunity to say a few words, and then open it up for those who may want to come up and say a few words as well.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here. It's a bittersweet moment. We are surrounded by your love and support, and for that we are deeply grateful. Sarah loved UPenn. She loved all of you. She loved her life here, her activities. She had so much UPenn bling, like she was always wearing something all of the time. We're deeply grateful to be here, and thank you, all of you, and also wanted to just take notice about the CPR efforts and the continued awareness of what Sarah had. She was born with long QT syndrome at 5, where during her swim lesson, she had a seizure, and then we found out what she had, and she was well managed with medication and, regular doctor's visits. In fact, she even had one before she came to school, and so unfortunately, that is what took her from all of our lives. We love her very much. I know she loved all of you. Penn and this community will always be a part of everything. So we're deeply grateful, and we hope that Sarah's legacy of teaching CPR and heart health will continue in all of you. So thank you.
Yeah, and I echo what Joel said in terms of, Sarah being inspiring to all of us, and us being so proud of her for so much. And it just seemed to increase year after year after year. She just never ceased to amaze us with what she did and how accomplished she were. And we're looking so forward to continuing her 3rd year. And she was in classes. We were talking to some of her friends earlier. She was in the constitutional law class, and she was in the entrepreneurial class in engineering school, and she was in the Jewish literatures class. And again, she just shared so much enjoyment and excitement with everything that she did here. And there were 1 or 2 parties as well with the sorority and with the fraternities too. That were
Lots
also
of date nights.
which we're very
Lots of
excited
great
about, which is very
restaurants.
different. So a lot of organising. Ironically, today was the Philadelphia Marathon, and I ran that last year. It was my first marathon, and I did it because Sarah was at UPenn, and then she was in quarantine again because she had got COVID. At that point, I think for the 2nd time, or maybe it was the 3rd time, I forget now. She managed to get it 4 times ultimately. But coming back today, and again, what Joel said, bittersweet. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bitterness, and there's a lot of pain, and there's a lot of sadness. And the joy that we get is from the memories, and from the stories, and from keeping the love for Sarah in our hearts, and continue to be inspired by her, not only for heart health, but just for the kind of person she was, and the way she embraced life constantly, including everyone, and just being outgoing, and again, a great friend, and a wonderful daughter, and a great sister. And so we really appreciate all you've done, and all you Penn done, what Sharon's done, and what her friends have done in terms of, multiple memorials at this point. And this today is that it feels like a little bit of an end for us in terms of the memorials for Sarah, and where she was part of UPenn, where we packed up her apartment, and we're now going to be taking her stuff back to ourselves in New Jersey. But we definitely don't want to be there, and we want to stay in contact, and want to continue to hear from all of you and appreciate it. So again, just a huge thank you.
And just would like to add that for those of you that may remember but may not, especially for you in Zoom land, and thank you for all of you attending over Zoom, is that we have an email set up called rememberingsarahkatz@gmail.com. That's rememberingsarahkatz@gmail.com. So please share with us, if you haven't already, the videos, the stories, poems, anything of inspiration, Snapchats, TikToks, and we're going to be putting them all together and sharing them with all of you. And that means so much to us. And thank you all for being here. It means so much to us. And I'm sure Sarah's looking down, smiling, like with all of the love that you guys are showing. So
I think she
thank
might
you.
have been embarrassed by her Mandarin because she didn't want to speak it, and she thought she wasn't so good at it. But
kept
she never knew any Mandarin. Like a year before that, she started for the first time when she went to China, and she was cut short for only 6 months because of COVID and what she spoke about. But I didn't actually understand it. I could read the subtitles, but I was impressed. She sounded good. So.
Yeah, and I will say this, that my father took a lot of pride in like dragging her to the Chinese restaurant in Boca and having her talk to the people in Mandarin and seeing the surprise on their face, and he's like, Yeah, that's my granddaughter. So it's,
And she spoke Spanish as well, and Layla's here. We haven't seen for the longest time, and Layla taught her Spanish, and we're so happy to see Layla. And she used to perform in Spanish restaurants, speaking Spanish when
As
she was
well,
a baby.
too.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Sharon.
And there'll be an opportunity for anybody that would like to come up and share a memory, a thought. Sarah was always about inclusivity, so everybody is welcome. Or if we want to just take some quiet time, that's okay too.
So yes, anyone wants to come up and say a few words, you're welcome. Also, there's a book on the table there, if you would be more comfortable there, making a note. And there's some snacks in the back for all of you as you sort of spend some time with Sarah's family. So welcome anyone to come up.
Hi. I've spoken at a bunch of these memorials, but I just wanted to come up and share the moment, the first time I met Sarah. So it was our bid day, and she was matched up to be my Pearl Pal. Thank you, Caroline. And so I went and I got her at her dorm, and I just remember giving her the biggest hug ever. I had never met her before this, but I could just tell that that we were going to be friends, and we spent the whole day together. She met all of my friends in my sorority, and I think that was the day we both decided that she wanted me to be her big, and I wanted her to be my little. There wasn't really any question about that after that. And I'm just very, very thankful for the time I got to spend with Sarah. And she maybe was my little, but I think she gave me more guidance than I gave her. So thank you, Jill and Michael, for everything and for giving me Sarah.
For those of you that may remember that Sarah was a big, huge foodie, and Sharon was kind enough to ask me what kind of refreshments that we should have. And so, aside from hot pot, which I know that would not be practical, or sushi, which may also not be that practical, we have Mexican, and Sarah loved Mexican. So please, please enjoy at the back of the room some really great Mexican, and please don't forget to, sign the book, and please do stay in touch with all of us, and also send again to rememberingsarahkatz@gmail.com. So thank you all. And if anybody else wants to come up and say a few words, I do remember public speaking sometimes is the second biggest fear that people have. So, but we're welcome, anybody. But feel free to come and talk to us alone as well. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam. I was one of Sarah's closest friends and also one of her roommates from this past year. So the first time Sarah and I met was spring semester of her sophomore year, but we really became friends that summer after. Daisy, Sarah, and I were all in Philly together, and Ava was there as well. And we would go on kind of little adventures throughout that summer. And I remember our first weekend together was at your Asbury Park Shore House. And it was kind of funny because most of us didn't really know each other that well, but we all knew Sarah, and she was kind of, as a common theme is with most of Sarah's life, she was really the bond that brought us all together. And I remember that weekend, it was Memorial Day weekend. but it was 40 degrees and rainy down the shore the entire time. And you would think it wouldn't really be anything fun and we were stuck inside, but we actually had a great time together and we all became really close and solidified our bonds throughout that summer and beyond. And so, I'll definitely miss all of our adventures, but also even just the small moments together, whether it was in the apartment, just if we were both there, not really doing anything and catching up about our days, and, her truly genuinely asking me how I was doing, and we could spend an hour talking and it would feel like no time had gone by. So yeah, she was loved dearly by all of us, huge light in our lives, and we'll miss her so much, but it's great that, we're all still able to come together, and a lot of it is because she fostered such a strong sense of community amongst all of us and a lot of these people in the front row especially. So yeah, we'll miss her a lot, but, all hanging in there. So thank you, everyone.
I think this might be a nice time for us to maybe all mingle a little bit and just try and remember Sarah, maybe on a more individual basis. I know talking up here is a lot. So, yeah.
And thank you all for coming out and showing support and supporting each other. Thank you.
She goes, you don't reply to her 2 minutes later, she goes, hello, 5 questions.
I said, I'm sorry, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I know, I just want to make sure you know where it's thinking of you.
Thank you so much.